Before I went full on keto, I've been practicing intermittent fasting for 3 months. Intermittent fasting is basically when you don't eat breakfast, when you wait until noon to have your first food intake, and this basically increases your productivity in the morning. And my grades at the beginning of the year, they weren't really great. So I tried this out and it boosted them by like 30%. It was drastic. I used to think I was generally tired in the morning, that I wasn't able to work in the morning because I was just sleepy. Well, it turns out because I eat fucking cereal and stuff in the morning, this is why I'm not productive. So I should just stop. So I stopped. And this is what worked for me. And people usually tell me, bro, how can you go on intermittent fasting and not eat in the morning? Because I feel hungry. Hunger is a scam, bro. Ghrelin, the hormone which makes you feel hungry, is released by your stomach every day at the same times. So like, usually if you eat at 8 in the morning, your breakfast, your stomach would release ghrelin at 8 so that you are incentivized to eat. So if you just wait until like 8:40 or 9 without eating, the hunger will be gone. You will no longer be hungry. You just have to wait it out. And after a couple of weeks of not eating in the morning, your stomach will adapt and it will stop secreting ghrelin. So this is just, you just have to have the discipline to wait it out. And it will be easier. You know, I'm gonna tell you a story. This one is it's a pretty ancient story actually. It's the story of my great-grandmother. She lived in Leningrad when in 1941 the German armies invaded the Soviet Union. The Germans have surrounded the city in 2 months. Basically, it was blocked away from the rest of the country. There were no goods flowing in and no people leaving. The Germans didn't plan on taking over the city. They wanted to raze it to the ground. Hitler himself gave the order to bomb the city into the oblivion with all of its population inside. So their strategy was to starve it down. My great-grandmother and another 1.5 million people were left with 2 slices of bread a day. This bread was made not of the normal flour. This bread was made of a mixture of the burnt flour from the Babaevsky silos, some glue, some sawdust. All of it was mixed together just to make some more bread. She was eating that for a year in a cold city. This winter was especially harsh. The average temperature was like -10 outside. All of the windows were destroyed in the first few weeks of the bombings. There was no heating, no water. She literally had to go outside, grab the snow and melt it either by burning books or with her bare hands. After a few months of the siege, the city was ridden with corpses. People were fainting on the staircases, were falling asleep and never waking up, falling in the streets. There was no one to get rid of the corpses, because everyone was so tired they could barely stand up. This is how people survived. She lived like this for a year, until she was evacuated. And you know what? Just 1 year after the war ended, just 1 year, she gave birth to my grandmother. Imagine how strong of a woman she was. And you're telling me that you cannot wait until noon to eat? Bro, you're eating like 1,000-calorie dish at noon. Why not just wait? It's not that hard. You just have to try it. Remember, there are people who survived much worse. You don't have to, of course, you don't have to starve to death to get disciplined. But I'm just telling you that your body is trying to deceive you into eating more. Because evolutionary, we didn't have much food in the past. So you should eat. Your system, your monkey brain thinks that you should eat whenever you can, so that you can accumulate the maximum of calories and you can survive for the longest, because the next time you may not have your meal. So you don't have to listen to your monkey brain. You just have to trust your discipline and grind through it. You will see the result in a couple of weeks. I hope this helps you. Thank you.